Yeah. So in the today's lecture, we'll be going to see what are variables and strings and numbers in Python. So let me just show you uh, how to basically open a notebook. So when you open a Jupyter notebook, you will see like this a web page is actually opening. Okay? And here you'll be seeing an option like new. And in new, you can basically select any environment. So basically, you have to select only Python. Okay? So I've selected a
Okay.
Python 3, and this notebook will appear, this blank notebook. So here you can do anything. You can just write print and you can run this thing. So here basically the code will be running block by block. Okay? So whatever the code you will be running here, if you can basically if you are executing that only, so that part will only be executed. Suppose there are multiple blocks and codes are written in multiple blocks. Okay, so if you want to run only a specific block, so you can run that. Okay, and it's not like a Python script that you have to run the whole script and the whole code will get executed. So in this case, the scenario is different. So let's go with the variables part first of all. Okay. So in Python, what is a variable? So when we actually talk about variables, variables are nothing just we can say it's basically holding any value. Okay, or
Okay.
so suppose you have basically you want to store a number like 5. Okay, if you want to store a number, so you'll be assigning one variable, and that variable will be storing that specific value. So in this case, as you can see here, this message is being written here. Okay, and in this message there is a string which is basically stored. Okay, so message is basically equal to hello Python. Now this message is being printed also here, like print message. Yeah.
So I can't see that hello Python and all.
Okay, just a second. Let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
So as you can see here, as you can see here, so this is a message. So message is equal to hello Python. Okay. Now I want to run this this block. So what I will do, I will just simply press Shift and Enter. After pressing Shift and Enter, you can see whatever the message I have saved here. This is basically displayed here. Okay, if I'm printing this message, so hello Python will be printed. Okay, so in this way you can basically store variables. Okay, like here basically I'm storing strings only. So these are basically strings. Okay? So let me just show you the other one. So here also the same case. You can basically go yeah. So a variable they basically holds the value, but can basically change the value at any point of time. Okay. So here, as you can see, this message is being saved as hello Python. Okay, and you have printed that message. Then again, you are basically giving any other value, like Python is a favorite language. Okay. Now you are printing that message. So if you print that message, then you can see that first of all that message is being printed up here, and in the next running, this is also the message is being printed up here. Okay, so it means that a variable can hold multiple values, but when you the last assigned value which you are storing here, okay, that value will be saved in that specific message. Also, if I see here, let me just run this thing again. Okay, so I basically stored two things. One is the hello Python word, and the other one is this thing. Python is my favorite language. Okay, now when I print this message, you can see here only Python is my favorite language is being printed up. Why? Because the foremost value, or we can say the last value which you are saving, that value will be only considered. So any doubts till now?
So you didn't write a print and bracket open bracket close. Still it is coming.
Yeah, because in Jupyter Notebook, you can basically call any variable and just if you just write a specific variable and just run it, you can basically see the output. This only happens in Jupyter Notebook only. Okay, you can't do this thing in PyCharm. So that is the difference between Jupyter Notebook and PyCharm. It is easy. So basically, Jupyter Notebook is very easy to use and simple. Okay, yeah, every now and then you just don't have to write all the print messages or we can say print statements for giving an, or we can say calling any value. So that's why it's much simpler. So that's why I'm using the Jupyter Notebook. So you don't write
Okay.
this thing with PyCharm, because in PyCharm this print statement will be necessary for print.
Okay.
Yeah. So going on with the next steps. So what are the different rules for naming a variable? Okay. So as you can see, when you actually do this thing, so when you basically name a variable, you have to be very careful that what are the different scenarios or different methods which you can basically using which we can basically store a variable. Okay. So first of all, just keep in mind that or whatever the variables you are storing, it should be in it should basically contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Okay. Now variable's name can start with a letter and or an underscore, but it cannot start with a number. Just keep this thing in mind. Okay. So whenever you are storing
Okay.
any variable, uh, it should basically start with a character, or we can say uh, letter. Okay. Then any underscore will be coming in here. Okay. So as I can see, I'll just show you. Okay. And one more thing, you cannot basically use Python keywords as variable names. Okay. So there will be different Python keywords. So we'll be saying these things in upcoming lectures. Okay. It's like so you cannot basically use that keyword. So I will just show you Python keywords also. Let me just show you that. Okay. So these are the different Python keywords which are there in Python. Okay, like false, await, else, import, pass, none, and all those things. Okay, just keep this thing in mind that whenever you're storing any variable, people actually store variables with any names. Okay, so you can basically use false also, true also, none also. So and also. So just don't use try to avoid using these things. Okay? Because if you store a variable basis on the Python keywords, you'll be getting an error. Okay? Okay. And whenever you are storing any variable, there is no spaces allowed. Okay? You cannot use any space. Like I will just show you. Suppose I'm declaring a variable, and if I run this thing, what it is telling me? It is telling us that syntax.
Huh.
Yeah, so it is basically telling us that that the syntax is basically invalid and you cannot store variables in this fashion. Okay? But if I do this thing, I will write underscore here, okay, and just run this thing.
Huh.
So this thing is actually running up right now. Why? Because I'm storing that variable. I'm declaring the variables in a very proper format. Okay, I'm using letter and underscore and letter, or we can say I can use number also here. Okay. So in this way also it is working. So one thing you should keep in mind, no spaces allowed. Okay. And if you do this thing, so this will also give you error because you're using number first of all. So that's why no
Okay.
numbers, only this thing. Yeah. Okay. And this is how you
Okay.
can basically name a variable. So you should also keep in mind about the lowercase and uppercase also, that how it is actually working. Just don't get confused. So most of the time people also do silly mistakes, like they basically type a variable, but they when they basically pass that they print that variable, they do some
Huh.
spelling mistake, or we can say typo mistakes. So as you can see here,
Huh.
message is being written up, but here print message is given. So it will basically give an error because message is not defined. Okay. So if I change this thing, and now you can see the message is being printed. So this is how it actually works. So these are the different naming conventions which I actually see.
Okay.
Keep this thing like this. Now, so I will be just giving you what is explaining what is strings. Okay. So what is a string? String is basically nothing but set of characters which are there in which you actually store in a variable. Okay. So if you want to store any in a variable, you want to store. My name is Manish. Okay, so how you will be storing that thing? So it's very simple. You can just declare any variable and write your statement. Okay, like my name is
Huh.
Mesh in double quotes, okay, or in single quotes also.
Huh.
That will also do. So when you basically declare a string, you have to use double quotes and single quotes. Just keep this thing in mind. Okay, every time you're
Okay.
declaring any, we can see you're storing any string. So at that time you should use double quotes and single quotes. Okay, so both will do. And as you can see here, if I'm using double quotes also and single quotes also, the output is being printed up here. Okay, like this is a single quoted
Okay.
string. Now if I want to keep any spaces, okay, so as you can see here, uh, a code is being written up here, okay, and you can see here a line is written, like Linus told once said. Then a slash is being given up here, and another
Huh.
line is being written. Now if I run this thing, you can see there is a space which has been occurred in between these two lines. Okay, so how it is basically happening here? It is basically because of this forward slash. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, and you can basically write multiple strings also. So suppose you want to write a whole paragraph, okay, and you want to save that paragraph. So in this case, what you can do, you can basically use triple quotes. Okay, like as you can see here, I have used 3 quotes here. Okay, and it has been ended up here. So you can basically do this thing also, like an atom is, this whole paragraph was being written, and it was basically saved in this multi-line string. Okay? And now
Huh.
triple quotes are being used to declare this. So as you can see here, if I print this thing, you'll be basically seeing that this whole paragraph is being given up here as an output. Okay. So this is how you can basically declare strings. So just keep this in mind. When you're declaring in a string, you should use double quotes or single quotes. If you want to give any spaces, you can use the forward slash, and in multi-line string, you have to use triple quotes. Okay, understood till this point?
Yes, sir.
I'll be sharing you this notebook also, so that you can just practice this thing. Now,
Okay.
going on with the next part, you can basically change the cases of your uh, whatever the strings you are storing. Okay, suppose you are storing first name and the name is Eric. So let's just change this name. I'll be just saying up here at Sarvesh. Now, if I print this string, so what I'm doing, I'm basically using different type of functions which are there in Python, or you can say the inbuilt functions. Okay, that is basically used to do your operations. So if I do this thing, I'm basically printing the first name, and then I'm using first name dot title in parentheses. Okay, so these are basically
Huh.
called as parentheses. So if you see this thing, these brackets are basically called as parentheses. Okay. Why parentheses? Because there might be a case that some of the functions basically use any values. Okay, so that's why here we are not using any, we are not basically passing any values, but there might be some cases that you have to input some values. So that's why parentheses are being given up. Now, if I run this thing, I just simply press Shift Enter, and as you can see here, what is the let me just use a normal one. What is the difference between these two output? Can you just tell me?
So it is in capital
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Why? Because I'm using dot title as a function here. Function here. Okay. So if I'm using first name dot title, so it is basically converting this whole character uh, in uppercase, or we can say in title case. Only the first letter basically. Okay, not the whole one. Now,
Huh.
now as you can see, I will be using different things. Okay, like I will just showing you that how you can basically use title and change the different cases like lower, upper, title, and all those things. Okay, just
Hmm.
just show you. So as you can see here, I'm just using my name, Sarvesh, and just printing the first name, and I'm using the dot title and dot upper. Just a second.
Huh.
Now, as you can see here, in the first name, you can basically see Sarvesh. And
Hmm.
can you just tell me the difference between all these three things?
So the first one is what you have typed, that assigned, and the second one is the first letter, first alphabet capital, and second is the entire capital,
Mhm.
and And in that you have used that lower and parenthesis. So all have become lower cases.
Yeah. So it's very, very straightforward. Okay. So if you're using title, it will be just assigning you the, it will be just changing a string into a title format. Okay. So in title, what you do, you basically write only first letter as a capital and all the rest of the letters as small. Okay. And in upper, we are basically converting all the letters into upper cases. Then in lower, we basically using that thing. So in lower, you have to, I have to declare some other variable. Okay. Now I will just storing that. So all the things have been converted into lower cases. So this is how it actually works in strings.
So
Yeah.
suppose I want first 3 alphabets capital, then suppose.
Yeah. So for that thing, you have to use different. So you have to write some specific kind of codes. I will be showing you that also.
Okay.
So now, so this is the same thing which you have said. So now the second thing is how you can basically deal with strings. Okay. So suppose you want to combine strings. Okay. Now what is combining? So combining is basically known as concatenation. So in Python, you basically say concatenate. Okay. So what is concatenation?
Okay.
It is basically termed as combining any two things. Okay. Like yeah, you want to in a specific variable your name is being stored, okay, and in the next variable your surname is being stored. Now you want to combine these two things, okay, and make a single variable. How you will be doing this thing? We'll be using concatenation in this step. Okay. So suppose I want to just use this thing. Okay. Now in the first name, service is being written. Now in the second last name, Tiwari is being written. Now I'm basically using this thing, full name. Okay, full name as a variable. Now I'm using this first name and last name, or we can say I'm just performing any small operation. Okay, like first name plus, and this is basically space, then plus last name. Okay. So what is this thing? So when you basically in strings, when you declare any in single quotes or double quotes, then you declare any space here. Okay, if you want to declare any spaces. So that's why I'm using this thing. So as you can see here, now service Tiwari is being printed up. Okay. Now if I don't use this thing, what has happened? There is no spaces up here. Okay. So it's look very awkward and it's look no, it doesn't look so much decent. So that's why I'm using space here. Okay. So if you want to use spaces, you have to declare it in this fashion. Okay. If you're using this quotes and just typing one space, you can basically do this. And in the last step, I basically used dot title. So what it is doing? So if I do this thing, just for the sake of seeing the output properly. Now, as you can see, the first name was Sarvesh and last name is Tiwari, but it was all in the lower cases. Now, full name dot title, what it has done, it has basically taken this SS capital and TS capital. And why I basically use this thing? If I don't use space, so in this case it will not take TS capital. Why? Because this is a continuous string which the variable actually seeing. Okay, this function is basically seeing as a continuous string. So that's why it's not printing up here like that. If you do the spaces and just print, then you can see that the first letter is being taken up as a capital. So this is how it actually works. So when you basically use title, so suppose you have different, or we can say multiple letters, or sorry, multiple characters you have printed, multiple words, like my name is Sarvesh Tiwari. So and I'm using that variable like full name. My name is Sarvesh Tiwari. Now in this full name, I will be having. So in this full name, I will be having different things like my name is Sarvesh Tiwari, something like that. Okay. Now, if I'm using title, so dot title, what it will do? It will just convert my as for my M capital, name and capital in this manner. Okay, like it is doing for the title. Now, yeah. Okay. So any doubts till now?
No, sir.
Yeah. So this plus sign is basically indicating that it is concatenating the two strings. Now we'll be seeing the other part. So suppose here the first name is Ada Lovelace, and the full name is basically full name plus last name. This is a thing which you have seen earlier. Okay. So if here basically what we have done, we have declared so much of different variables, okay, and just perform that operation. But in this case, we can basically just type this thing, all these things in a single variable also. Okay. So I'll be showing you that how I can basically do this. So suppose I'm using message as a variable here, okay, and I'm using full name dot title. So I'm combining these whole results. Now, after combining these whole results, I'm using plus in single quotes, one space, and forward slash, and after forward slash, I'm just typing one whole sentence, okay? And I'm just printing this thing up here. Now what do you just see? You can use as many as plus sign in your case in this thing, okay? Like as you can see here, the whole sentence is being printed up here. So you can do this thing also, like you can basically use some other variable, and you can basically use this string also in this case, and just write this whole thing, okay? So that's not an issue. So till this point, you have any doubts?
So why is that forward slash used?
So as I told you earlier also, that forward slash is basically used to make so if you want to have any spaces, okay, so that's why it is basically used to give some proper spaces, okay? So that's why we basically use forward slash, okay? So in this case also, as you can see, after combining, we haven't used any spaces up here, okay? So that's why we have used this forward slash to reprint this whole sentence in a proper manner, like Ada Lovelace was considered the world's first computer programmer. So in this manner, we are basically using this. Now we'll be dealing with the numbers part. So we don't have much time. We'll take 5 minutes. So this was strings. Now we'll be jumping on to the numbers. Now we can see the integers. So in Python, whenever you're declaring any numbers, it is basically termed as integers. Okay. So there are different data types in Python, like integer, strings, list, tuples. Okay. So this is one of the data type, like integers. Like if you see here, so if I'm just if you want to declare any integer, you can just simply declare it in a print statement also, like print 3 plus 2 5, print 3 minus 2. You can, so Python is very simple in this cases, okay? If you it's like a simple grammar. You are just printing 3 plus 2, and that thing is being given up here, okay? So as you can see here, so plus is basically the addition operator, minus is the subtraction, star is basically used for multiplication, and this forward slash is basically used for division. And if you are using double stars, so it is basically power, okay? So 3 raised to 2. So if you want to do 3 raised to 2, it is basically like this. So yeah, so this is how you can basically declare any variables, or you can say declare integers also, okay? Now just do one thing. So you can basically use parentheses also to define your. So suppose you want to write any equation like 2 plus 3 into 5. So and so how you will be doing this thing? Okay. So you can basically use if you're in mathematics, you have done this thing like in mathematics you have done this thing. If you are using 2 plus 3 into 4, so in this case, first of all you'll be just multiplying 3 into 4, okay, and then you'll be adding up with this thing, okay? So the output will be 12 here. Now what if I want to have this 2 plus 3 first, and then 4? So we basically use brackets. So whatever the things are there in brackets, we first perform that calculation, and then we perform the other one. So same goes with Python also. So you can basically use this 2 plus 3 in brackets, or we can see in parentheses, then our multiplication operator. Okay. And now as you can see here, the output is being changed up as told. Okay. Understood till this point?
Yes, sir.
So these are basically integers. So integers are also having some different type of format. Okay, so when you declare any integer in decimal numbers, like 0.1, 0.2, something like that. So that integer is basically considered as a float value. Okay. So float basically means that there is some decimal places which are being which is being occurred. So as you can see here, so if I do this thing, print 0.1 plus 0.1, so it's giving you the 0.2. And if you see the data type, so it's basically a float. Okay. For this thing,
Float.
if you're doing any, if you're seeing the data type, it is basically a integer.
Okay.
So yeah, just a second. So there will be some cases there where you will be getting long decimal places as a output. So that is because of the floating point numbers which are being given. Okay. So you can basically get some different results for that also. So these are the same things. So you can basically perform both the things in same manner. The one you have basically performed for integers. Now, as you can see here, you can basically store the same things with this like if you want to store any number, you can just use a specific variable like a and is equal to 4, and you can see here. So it is basically being stored up here. What if I'm using double equal to as an operator? So what does it indicate? Can you tell me?
A equal to 7. No, I don't know.
Okay. So here a is equal to 4 means I'm assigning the value 4 to a. Okay. Like I'm storing the value 4 is equal to a. But in this case, if you're using double equal to, it means that you're checking any value. Okay. You're checking that whether a is equal to 7 or not. Okay. So a is equal to 4 now. So that's why we are getting the values a is if I'm typing a double equal to 7, if I'm running this thing, it is telling me false. So it means that whatever the value you're trying to check, it is basically the incorrect value. If I'm typing 8 double equal to 4, it will give me a true value. Okay. Why? Because the value which I'm currently checking up here, and the value which I've been assigned up here. Okay. So both the values are being matched up here. Okay. So that's why it's giving me the true value.
Sir, you have not written if.
No need to write if here. Okay, because if you want to, so these are the simple things which you can do. For that thing, you don't require any if statement. Okay, so you can basically use this if else statements when you are actually performing some complex mathematical operations, or we can say we are just using we want to check any different type of values. Okay, we will be using that things also. I will show you what is conditional statement. So first of all, my agenda is that just know the basic things about the about Python, like what are the different data types of Python, how you basically declare variables and numbers. Okay? So have you understood till this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today you have basically learned two things. The first is how you can basically declare variables, and the second thing is how you can how to declare strings and perform concatenation, and integers. Okay, how you can basically declare integers and perform operations. Okay. So now I will be just giving you this tutorial until this point. Okay. And these are the exercises which I will be giving you. Okay. So you need to perform this exercise today and just submit the results in the next lecture. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll close the session now. Thank you for joining.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.